Hi guys! It's Kino! Welcome to another video! So in today's Pick a Card, we are going to be taking a look at what is changing by the end of 2021. The year is obviously almost over, but it's not over yet, and things can still change. In a moment, everything can change. So that's what we're going to be taking a look at today. But just before we get into it, I want to give a huge thank you to Babbel for sponsoring today's video. Babbel is a language learning app that is scientifically proven to get you speaking a new language in just 3 weeks. Now you can definitely do that by the end of 2021. As a language learning enthusiast myself, I have tried out many different apps and resources to learn languages, and I have to say that Babbel is my favorite one. What I like about it is that it doesn't just teach you vocabulary and grammar, but it actually gives you notes on the country's culture and the people and what expressions are used in natural conversation. It also has a great variety of exercises. So in one 10-minute lesson, there would be a word matching exercise, a sentence building exercise, a fill in the blank, and a dialogue. And the dialogues are definitely my favorite because you can see the vocabulary and the expressions that you've just learned used in a real world conversation. I'm learning Italian on Babbel because my mom's side of the family is Italian, but they speak a dialect, and I've always wanted to learn the standard Italian.
In Italian, you have to read it's difficult.
It's
difficile. I have to know how to type è difficile.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
È difficile che impari qualcosa in questo
difficile
caos.
che l'organizzazione della corsa fa schifo. Troppo difficile per imparare qualche cosa che tutte queste braste.
I miei nonni sono qui in Canada, ma ho zii e cugini in Italia che non vedo da molti anni. Quando si potrà viaggiare, vorrei andare a visitarli di nuovo perché finalmente potremo capirci. If you guys want to start learning a new language, you can get 65% off your subscription by using our link, which will be down below. And there's a 20-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Thank you so much to Babbel for sponsoring today's video. Thank you so much to you guys for listening to that. And now let's get on to the reading. Hi guys, it's Kino. Welcome to another video. So in today's reading, we are going to be finding out what in your life is going to be changing before the year 2021 comes to an end. When this video is uploaded, the year will almost be over, but I kind of wanted to do this reading with the feeling of it's not over yet. Anything could still happen. You never know. And I think in this reading, we might be seeing some things for you that are changing even sooner than you expected. And hopefully they will be welcome changes that you guys have been hoping for. So there are 4 readings for you to choose from today, and we're going to be using a different tarot deck for each option. This is what they look like from the back, but I am going to be showing you a card from each of them so that you can see what the artwork looks like. And today I'm going to be showing you guys the World card because the World card is the number 21, and all throughout this year and throughout last year as well, I've often been thinking of the World as like the 2021 card because it's 21, and the World is also about chapters coming to a close, completion, and the sense of accomplishment and the sense of fulfillment that comes with that. And that's how I really hope you guys are going to be closing off this year, is with that sense of fulfillment and like, we did a good job. So that's the card I'm going to be showing you guys. Oh, and I also wanted to say, feel free to pick more than one if you guys are drawn to more than one option, especially if you guys are feeling like a lot of things could be changing for you in the near future. You might want to pick more than one. I just felt called to say that today, but without further ado, let's give you a close-up look at each of your options. So option number 1 is the Wolfe Tarot, and here is the World. In this deck, it's called Cosmic Union. Option number 2 is the Serpentfire Tarot, and here is the World. Option number 3 is the Rainbow Heart Tarot, and here is the World. And option number 4 is the Rider-Waite Tarot, and here is the World. So these are all of your options today. If you still need some time to decide, I have laid them out next to each other so that you can compare and see which one is really calling to you the most. Take all the time you need to pick. You can pause the video if you need to. I'm gonna go ahead and get started with number 1. Hi number ones, so if you guys chose the Wolfe Tarot, this is going to be your reading, and we are going to be finding out what in your life is changing before the year 2021 comes to an end. So I do want to keep this reading pretty open, so I'm not going to be like breaking it up into areas of your life or anything like that. I'm just gonna shuffle the cards and see what comes out. All right, so let's get right into it with your tarot. That was very satisfying. You never know how it's gonna go with the really big fat ones. The decks, I mean. Oh, that looks so nice. All right. So for group 1, what will be changing in their life before 2021 is over? What will be changing in their life? So first we have the King of Swords. I feel like this might be the first time I've seen this card because that does not look familiar, but it looks really cool. We have the 10 of Pentacles. We have Magus. This is the Magician. Ooh, I really like this. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Wow. All right, so this definitely has to do with your career and your finances. It looks like before this year comes to an end, you guys are going to be getting, the word master plan often comes to my mind when the King of Swords appears. You guys are really going to be laying out a specific and actionable master plan for your finances, whether that be about like how you are going to save money next year, how you're going to reach your financial goals, how you're going to get out of debt. It can also be in relation to your career goals. So like how you're going to go about starting your business, how you're going to go about finding a job in the field that you want. I feel like you guys, before this year comes to an end, you're going to be doing a lot of brainstorming. You're going to be feeling very motivated, maybe making like lists or making a timeline broken down into months, because the King of Swords is very good at analyzing and breaking things down. And I don't know if delegating is the right word, because it's not like you're assigning responsibilities to other people, but, assigning it to yourself. Like, these are the steps I'm going to take in January. This is the goals I'm going to hit by XYZ month. And you're breaking it all down in a way where you look at this master plan and you're like, you know what? My financial goals and my professional goals are not so far away and impossible as I thought. The King of Swords has a way of just breaking things down in such a practical and realistic and objective way. And I think when we get too much in our feelings about our goals, especially like when a goal is so important to us, we can start to get really, really overwhelmed. And I want to kind of clarify that this is not about like favoring logic over emotions or completely discarding one for favor of the other one. And I actually do think that you should take your emotions and your natural fluctuations into account when you're making this master plan. So for example, factor in the days where you're going to be feeling less motivated, the days where you're going to be feeling discouraged, and make a backup plan for those days. Like if you can't be at the peak of your productivity, if you start to lose motivation, what are you going to do to deal with that and to accept that and to recover from that. So it just seems like a lot of like thinking things through, brainstorming and planning until you reach a point where you can look at the year 2022 and be like, wow, I can really see myself doing this. I can really see how this is going to unfold and how I'm going to achieve these goals. With the King of Swords as well, this can be referring to another person coming in to share some knowledge with you or share some advice with you. And it generally does have the feeling of like some kind of specialist or somebody who's been where you have been before. Like they're imparting some wisdom on you from a higher place, so to speak. So you might be consulting a specialist, or maybe you have a friend who has done this very same thing. Like maybe you have a friend who's really good at making calendars and bullet journals and organizing stuff, who's gonna help you out, or someone you can really like bounce ideas off of and talk through what your goals are. And they'll help you break it down into like bite-sized actionable things. But with this plan, I think is coming a lot of excitement because like I said, you can actually tangibly see a way where your goals are coming to fruition. And I really, really like that we have this magus, I think that's how you say it, or this magician under the King of Swords, because as you guys might know, the magician is all about manifestation, new beginnings, putting your plans into action, creating your desired reality with your own will and your own actions, and really feeling like you have everything it takes to make what you want happen. With this plan, you are starting to feel in control of your destiny rather than feeling like you're just going to be subjected to whatever happens. Like you are coming into the year 2022 really feeling like you have the reins on how the year is going to go. So you have a sense of control, you have a sense of security, and I think you guys are really, really feeling empowered. So I guess what I can say is that you're just stepping into a really amazing mentality by the end of this year. Like you're really getting your ducks in a row and preparing for an amazing, amazing new year ahead. I really, really love this. And, you know, you might want to, in addition to the more practical planning side of things that the King of Swords displays, you may also want to do like scripting in a more spiritual manifestation sense, because like I said, we're not picking one or the other, we're not like discarding one or the other. You can do the same thing in a more spiritual sense, scripting to the universe, setting your intentions, making a vision board, things like that, because I think the more practical plan is to keep your structure, and these more spiritual practices are to keep you fueled and to keep you passionate and to keep your mood lifted. You know, like a vision board might not have any concrete steps to it, but when you look at it, it definitely arouses that exciting emotion within you that motivates you to stick to the plan. So I think both of these are very, very important in their own ways. So it looks like you're really setting this kind of thing up by the end of the year. We have 10 of Pentacles, and this is what made me think that this is all about your financial goals, all about your career. I think you guys are going to see some amazing growth in the year 2022 because of the way the artwork of this card is, where we see like the small person in the middle growing bigger and bigger and bigger. It really makes me think of coming into your own, realizing your full potential, realizing what you're really capable of. I think you're really, really going to surprise yourself in a beautiful way in this coming year of what it is that you're truly capable of doing when you have like a structure in place and when you stick to a plan and when you give yourself a little bit of discipline. And what's really important to remember about the 10 of Pentacles is that it's very much like a one day at a time, small but consistent efforts over a long time span. So if I could give any advice for you guys when you are setting your goals, is to, I guess, be be realistic and be gentle with yourself. Like, don't expect yourself to move all of these mountains in like a week or a month. And do small things over time. I think there's this way of thinking in the, what would you call it, in the productivity community or self-help community. I'm not really sure. Maybe there's not even a word for it, but there is this idea out there that it's better to focus on habits than goals. Like, it's better to focus on what am I doing consistently every single day rather than focus on where do I want to end up in a month's time. Because I think the idea is that if you just focus on building those habits and being consistent in your efforts, like, you're gonna naturally get to those goals anyway. Like, that's the more important thing. And I think it's kind of the same way of thinking as like focus on the journey rather than the destination. So that might be a way of thinking that you guys find useful. If I can just give an example, like, rather than saying, I want to become fluent in French by the end of the year. That's honestly, that's fine. That's a good thing to set out to do, but it might be more helpful rather than setting to do something like that to say, I'm going to practice speaking French for 15 minutes a day, because that is more focused on what you're actually going to do. And then the becoming fluent is just something that will come naturally. And so there's this idea that it's better to put your focus in that way. And just from the way this reading is laid out, I think that might be something that you guys resonate with, something that would be beneficial for you. And I think it also takes some pressure off of yourself, like how close or how far am I to my goal? And you focus more on like, did I do what I set out to do today? But yes, this is all about slow and steady progress. And I think that you guys are going to be in an amazing place in terms of your financial status in 2022. And I also think that your confidence is really, really going to blossom. Just looking back and seeing how far you've come, I think you guys are going to be really, really proud of yourself. Anything that you want to achieve with regards to your money, your business, your projects, I think you're going to exceed your expectations. And it's so interesting because it's like when you take your focus off the goal itself and just focus on putting in the consistent efforts, I think you're actually, with that way of thinking, this group is going to surpass what you originally wanted to do. You're actually going to exceed whatever your goal was or exceed whatever your expectation was for yourself, which is really, really cool. And I think this is something that you'll be able to continue like well past 2022 or the year after. Like, I think you guys are building a really, really good routine that works for you, and becoming quite disciplined and quite productive, while still allowing for your own like emotional fluctuations or energy fluctuations. It's like you're making a perfect plan that is tailored uniquely to you. And then down here we have the Queen of Pentacles, which is amazing because this is another card. Both of these cards would talk about abundance, prosperity in the long term. The Queen of Pentacles also has this feeling of being very secure within yourself, being very confident within yourself. It can talk about feelings of worthiness, like really feeling like you are worthy of this abundance, that you deserve everything the world has to offer. If I put these two cards together, there may be a message here about as your self-worth increases, as your feeling of worthiness increases, you're able to manifest bigger and bigger things. I really like as well that we have Jupiter and Saturn in the background here, because Saturn is about discipline and structure and routine, and Jupiter is about blessings and abundance. And I feel you guys are really getting the best of both worlds here. Like, I guess what I want to say is that discipline doesn't mean that it's tough or that it's boring. It's actually going to feel very rewarding and very enjoyable and very fulfilling, because making a plan and following through with it is like an act of self-care. It's an act of self-love. It's an act of believing in yourself and committing to yourself. And with the Queen of Pentacles being somebody who really values and respects herself very, very highly and takes care of herself, like this is the energy that you guys are coming into, where like all of this becomes a huge labor of love towards yourself. I also see a lot of financial comfort with the Queen of Pentacles. I think by the end of this year, you're really, really setting yourself up to live a comfortable lifestyle, and also one where you can treat people that you want to treat. I think of the Queen of Pentacles as a very generous and nurturing and thoughtful and giving entity. So anybody who has really, really helped you out over the years, 2022 might be a year where you really feel like you're able to give back to those people, where you're able to spoil yourself, you're able to spoil your friends, your family, your partner, whoever you want to spoil. You'll have more than enough to do that. So I see a really, really comfortable lifestyle that is waiting for you as you follow through with your master plan. So I really, really love the energy that is here. We're going to take a look at a few oracle cards now, if I can pick them up. From various different decks that I shuffled beforehand. The first one that we have here is music. So maybe for some of you guys, what you're working on here is like a music career. Maybe that's very, very specific for some of you. There could also be a message here that like listening to a certain type of music could help you to stay on track. You know, there's like those beats that you can listen to study to, or even just like ambient music or ambient sounds. Maybe there's something you guys will find that really gets you in the zone and keeps you productive. On a completely different note, like away from what we discussed in these tarot cards, this music card might just be here to say by the end of this year, you guys are going to discover a new artist that you really, really like, or your favorite artist is going to release something really, really amazing by the end of this year. Or maybe you are going to take an interest in music yourself and pick something up before the end of this year, like pick up an instrument or get back to the instrument you haven't played in years, or start singing. This can be so many different things, but there is some change related to music coming by the end of the year. We have the number 32 here, which adds up to 5. 5 is a number of change. Maybe like your taste in music is changing, or maybe a favorite artist of yours is putting out something that's like a little bit different than what they usually do. And it's like, ooh, that's refreshing. That's very cool. That's interesting. And then if we break down the number 5, we have the digits 3 and 2. 3 is a number of creativity, so that makes sense. And 2 is like partnerships or things coming together. So maybe you guys are like making friends through a mutual taste in music, or if you are a musician, maybe you're collaborating with somebody and you're making something together. There's so many different ways to interpret this card. That's just a few of them. But if you guys like have something going on with your life in music, please feel free to interpret this whatever way makes sense for you. And then we also have rest. So this is pretty straightforward. It looks like you guys are getting some much needed rest by the end of this year. This is kind of it's definitely more green than blue, but I feel like there's a little bit of blue to this green, like a turquoisey kind of color. I don't know if it's coming across like that on the camera, but I just mention it because this is a color that is associated with soothing and healing. So I think that you guys might be getting some time off work or off of school by the end of this year. For those of you who are introverts specifically, maybe you guys are getting some much needed alone time. Or you could even be doing something to treat yourself, like getting a massage or getting a pedicure, or even just like taking a nice healing bath at home. It looks like you're getting rest, or you're starting to prioritize rest more. And on that note, it's important to factor rest into your master plan. Oh, and putting these together, if any of you guys out there watching struggle with anxiety or struggle with falling asleep, maybe you're finding a certain type of music, whether it be like ambient music, meditative music, or just plain old music, that really, really helps you to wind down and that helps you to de-stress in a way that you haven't experienced before. Now, we also have manifesting and doing. I love this. I feel like I don't really need to explain this very much. And we have the Magician right here in your reading. You guys are really kicking your manifestations into gear. You're coming up with concrete actions that you can take. Yeah, I really don't have much to say with this card, but I will talk about the number 59 that is on here. This would reduce to the number 5. So, and this was also number 5. So both are cards talking about change, talking about advancement, talking about growth in your life. And then we have the digits 5 and 9 on here. The number 9 is about leveling up, moving up to bigger and better things. So this really, really fits in with the message I was getting earlier, that I think you guys are making huge steps in your career and finances in the year 2022. And what you're doing by the end of this year is just like taking the rest that you need to prepare, getting yourself in the right mindset, getting yourself inspired, getting a plan to keep you on track. Like you're ready to go. You're ready to go. And then we have travel as the final card. So you could be actually taking a trip by the end of this year, or maybe you're getting news that it's okay to travel to a certain place again that you've been wanting to travel to by the end of this year. Or you could just be making travel plans. So wow, it looks like a really exciting time is coming up for you guys, with a lot of growth, with a lot of accomplishments, with a lot of enjoyment, and with a lot of really happy friendships as well. I'm so excited for you guys. So we're gonna finish off this reading with some tea leaf cards. I just noticed April is at the bottom of the chunk that I pulled out, so maybe April is an important month for you guys. And then also 4-leaf clover with great good fortune. I want to take both of these for you guys. So let's shuffle now and see. Maybe I'll take a little bit more. This is a kind of a small chunk that I took. So we have dogs getting together with friends, which is, it's funny. I was like literally picking up that you guys will have some really happy friendships around you at the end of this year, as well as 2022. I'll mention it. Something about year of the dog could be significant. So those years are 2006, 1994, 1982, 1970, 1958. Somebody born in those years could be significant, but in general, dogs just talk about very loyal and supportive friends who are really happy to see you succeed, friends who will, wherever you want to venture, whatever you want to try, whatever you want to do, they're going to be right there by your side. And then we have success, which also fell out. And maybe I'll take 2 more because I feel like that will fill up the frame very nicely. We have bell with announcement. So there's some, I honestly don't know what this will be, but the year's almost over, so you'll find out soon. Some exciting announcement coming to you by the end of this year. Maybe it's an announcement that like some countries' borders are open. Possibly. Or maybe your friend has an announcement, like they got accepted somewhere, or they're getting married. And happiness! Oh my gosh, I love the energy of this group. It's funny, I'm like putting it up to focus on this card, but the little square that tells me where it's focusing, it keeps wanting to go to music. So that's so weird. Even though I'm holding it up, it like, okay, there we go. I really, really wanted to focus on music for some reason. So there's some great happiness coming to you by the end of this year involving music. Oh, maybe it's like there's an announcement of an album, or there's an announcement of a tour, and then maybe it's like, maybe you have like a favorite musician that's in another country, and then you couldn't go see their shows because first of all, there weren't any because there haven't been. And then also like you can't travel to the other country because the borders are closed. And so maybe they're announcing like the borders are open. And then the musician announces like, I'm going on tour. Maybe it's something like that. I don't know. That like very specific answer just came to me. And maybe it's in April and you're going to go with your friends. You guys know I love putting the tea leaf ones together to make a story, but that's very, very specific. So please feel free to interpret these however you want. So those are all the messages I have for you guys. So I'm gonna end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a cards where you get to choose a topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love. I wish you a wonderful rest of the year and an even more beautiful 2022. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye. Hi number twos. So if you guys chose the Serpentfire Tarot, this is going to be a reading. We're going to be finding out what in your life is changing before the year 2021 comes to an end. So I'm going to leave this reading very open. I'm not going to break it down into areas of your life or anything like that. I'm just going to shuffle the cards and see what comes out and see what changes you guys should know about. Okay, so for group number 2, what in their life is going to be changing before the end of this year? So first we have the Queen of Wands. We have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Wands. Ooh. And the Three of Swords. Oh my gosh. So we have the Queen of Wands and then we have 3 threes. So 333 might be an important number for you guys because we literally have 3 threes showing up here. If you guys haven't been seeing this number as of now, it might start to pop up very, very frequently before this year comes to an end. This is letting you guys know that you are on the right path. And number 3 is all about creativity, abundance, manifestation, expansion. It's the card that is associated with the Empress. And I really love that we have this number here. And then we also have a Queen, because that to me is just making the Empress energy even stronger. So let's go through all of these. I want to talk about this Queen of Wands first. What I see happening for you guys by the end of this year is that you're really, really starting to gain some confidence. When I look at the image of this card, it's like this person is triumphing. This person is having a triumph over their struggles, over their sorrow, over their sadness, over their inner storm. So maybe you guys who chose this group, you've had a really rough, or I even want to say volatile time of finding your confidence, where it's either like no matter what you do, you can't seem to overcome your insecurities, or it goes up and down almost in an overwhelming way, where some days you feel really, really good and hopeful, and other days you feel terrible. And that roller coaster in itself has just been exhausting. And what I see here is somebody who is victorious, somebody who is prevailing, somebody who's finally able to find and hold on to their confidence and really believe in how amazing they are. When it comes to the Queen of Wands, this is especially like feeling beautiful inside and out. feeling strong, feeling talented, feeling worthy, feeling brave to put yourself out there. This is that kind of joy that you guys are finding by the end of this year. And the way this kind of goes together with the Three of Pentacles, I'm like 99% sure this is the planet Mars. I'm gonna interpret it that way because the Three of Pentacles has this sort of enthusiasm, hard work, willingness to make an effort. And I think that when you find your confidence, with that is gonna come this burst of motivation to put effort into the things that you love. So if I take this energy into consideration, it looks like maybe many of you have been in this energy in the past, or maybe coming out of this energy where it was like you didn't even love yourself enough or believe in yourself enough to bother doing things that you wanted to do. Like, let's just give an example that you guys wanted to start your own channel, or you wanted to apply to certain jobs, and you're like, what's the point anyway? Like, I'm not going to be successful in this job anyway. I'm not going to be good enough anyway. There's going to be somebody else out there who is better than me. When we're struggling to get in this Queen of Wands energy, we can often be in this place where we think that like everybody else is doing amazing except for us, or we're comparing everybody else to ourselves and feeling like we could never live up to them. So I almost feel like you guys in the past have maybe had this defeatist mentality where you're like, there's no point in even trying or putting effort into these things because I'm not going to like the product anyway. Like, if you guys are creative, especially with this Queen of Wands, like, why bother even trying to write something today or to draw something today, because I know it's just going to be shit anyway. I feel like it's almost sort of a depressing energy that I'm feeling you guys coming out of, where you're passing above the clouds and you can see the sun now and nothing can get in your way anymore. And it's like you love yourself enough and believe in yourself enough to make the effort. Because like I said, the Three of Pentacles, it's not just hard work, but it's like feeling enthusiastic about the work that you're doing. And especially with this massive planet Mars in the background, which is all about like our will and our ambition and our raw energy. And actually, you guys might be feeling a lot more physically energetic when you start to build up this confidence. And I don't know, maybe what we're seeing here is like some kind of, what we're seeing here is some kind of breakthrough, I think. Going to this Three of Swords, this is a card that talks about sadness, heartbreak, wounds. You guys might know, like in the Rider-Waite, we would see a heart that has swords pierced through it. So there could be some kind of breakthrough happening here where you guys are realizing where these insecurities come from, because we're not just born insecure. We're born like this Queen of Wands who just wants to be happy and who just wants to play and who just wants to create and express herself and who believes in herself and who has faith in humanity and in the world. And then things start to knock us down as we grow up and as we have painful experiences. So with this Three of Swords here, talking about sadness and heartbreak, I think this could be a revelation of a particular heartbreak or several that had caused you to be in this lower energy. And I think just identifying this is going to be a huge weight lifted, because you're moving out of a space of thinking like, what's wrong with me? Why can't I get anything done? Why can't I be confident? To realizing that this was inflicted upon you. This is not something that's inherently wrong with you. It's something that you've internalized due to an experience. And this is interesting. Like, I've just read a book about like the infliction of trauma and the processing and the healing of trauma. And there's like a surprising number of people who completely forget what happened to them, even though the effects of it is still living on in their body. They don't actually remember or realize what happened to make them feel that way. So what we're seeing here with the Three of Swords, this might be you guys remembering what had happened. And I guess I should say, in this case, before you start feeling like this, you might feel like the Three of Swords for the while when you're digging up that pain and bringing that memory to the surface. But on the other side of that, I think for you guys, is liberation. And you're finally shedding your old bleak skin so that you can bear your true self. I just love how victorious the Queen of Wands looks in this deck, and I love these cards together. I love that we have the Three of Wands here as well, and that we have 3 threes. The Three of Wands is putting yourself out there, coming out of your comfort zone, coming out of your box, and as a result, new opportunities are coming to you. And I love this transition because it's like you're finding your confidence, you're starting to put in the hard work, putting in the effort into things that you've always wanted to do and that you love to do. And then as a result, new opportunities are coming your way. Now, does it mean that you're never going to feel insecure ever again, that you're never going to doubt yourself ever again? No, we're always going to have these ups and downs. And I think maybe the Three of Swords is coming out like at the end here as a way to say, like, sometimes this sadness might come and knock on your door again, but it's okay, because what I see is that, first of all, it's not going to stop you from doing what you want to do anymore. And you're not going to have such violent or volatile ups and downs anymore. I think you guys are coming to a place of emotional stability and emotional balance. And you're coming to a place of self-love that no matter how you're feeling, you're able to validate it. Because I think maybe what has happened for you guys in the past is like, when you start to feel down, when you start to feel unmotivated, when you start to feel like you can't do anything, it's sort of become this like self-deprecating, like, why can't I get this done? What's wrong with me? Why am I struggling with this? Which can cause us to just sink even lower. The more we resist the feeling, or the more we attack ourselves for having the feeling. Whereas if you're able to sit with it and acknowledge where it's coming from, and accept that you feel that way and that it's okay to feel that way, you're able to come back to a place of balance sooner. So I think you guys are finding a lot of balance in your emotions, in your mental state. You're able to maintain your mental and emotional state from a place of self-love. You're able to get more done, and as a result, more opportunities are starting to come to you. And actually, with this Three of Wands here, you guys might be receiving a significant offer by the end of this year when it comes to your creative projects, or when it comes to your job. For some, it will be an offer to collaborate, because the Three of Pentacles does talk about like teamwork and co-workers and collaborators. So somebody might see your work and come and bring you an offer to work with them. Or you might get an offer like to be hired for something, or to be commissioned for something, or to be sponsored for something, if that applies to your field of work or your field of creative projects. But also, I think that's going to like solidify something within you, because you've come from this place where you're like, there's no point in trying because it's not going to be good anyway. But then when you can finally bring yourself to try and put yourself out there, no matter how uncomfortable it might be, this offer is coming to you. And so I know that external validation isn't everything, but it is something. And sometimes it means a lot. Like when you're trapped in your dark inner world, feeling like the things that you do or the things that you put out are shit, and then to have somebody from the outside like see what you're doing and acknowledge the effort that you've put in and let you know that it's good and that they believe in you, like that can make a world of difference. And so I feel like this offer, or this opportunity in particular, could be really, really significant to you guys, because it shows you like this is the kind of amazing thing that can happen when you just try, when you just go out of your comfort zone a little bit, and you're starting to see how the universe really, really does have your back, and how you really, really are the Empress. You really, really are this queen. And that's regardless of your gender, of course. But the Empress is somebody who can create anything that she desires naturally, because she believes in herself and because she believes in the abundant and supportive universe that she lives in. So I love this. Like, you're really, really elevating your mental and emotional state. You're really elevating your confidence. It leads to a huge motivation. It leads to you producing or creating something that gets recognized and then leads to an amazing offer. And this is happening by the end of this year. Like I said, I do think dark times might still come to visit from time to time, but it's not going to get in the way of you making your dreams come true in the way that it might have before. So this is what I see for your tarot. We are going to take a look now at a few oracle cards that I've shuffled beforehand. So the first one that we have is physical activity, with the number 67. This is just really interesting to me because, and I don't know, maybe this is like TMI or kind of personal, but whatever, I'm going to say it. There was like this period where whenever I would exercise, I would like burst into tears. Like I would start crying and some like suppressed memory would come up. And I'm just thinking about what we talked about with the Three of Swords, of like, maybe you guys are having some realization about something that happened to you in your past and how it's been holding you back even though you didn't remember it. And I'm also thinking about how exercise is like a known way to, I'm gonna put a subtitle if I'm wrong, and this is so bad because I just read a book about it, but things like physical exercise, breathing exercises, yoga and meditation, and even massage therapy, if I'm not mistaken, these are actually things that can like dislodge, so to speak, or like bring up that trauma or bring up those negative emotions that were stored in our body. So exercise or physical activity might be a gateway for you guys to having this realization. It might be something that helps with your mental health, that helps with your stress, your anxieties, any worries that you might have. And as for things that are happening by the end of this year, maybe you guys are getting into an exercise routine, or you're finding a specific type of exercise that you like, which is really, really important. Like if you have trouble sticking to workouts, it may just be that you don't like the workout that you're doing, and that's totally valid. Like you shouldn't force yourself to do a certain kind of exercise if you hate it. So maybe this is you finding something that you really, really like to do, whether that's like walking, running, riding your bike, swimming, doing yoga, doing Pilates, doing HIIT workouts, weightlifting. Like there's so many million different things that you can do, and maybe you guys are finding something that really, really works for you. We have the number 6 here, which talks about balance in our life, which talks about good health in our life. We have the number 7, which is a very spiritual number, and putting these together, there might be something about physical activity connecting you to your spirit as well, or connecting you to your spirit guides as well. That's actually another thing that I've noticed when I'm running especially, is that sometimes my mind just goes blank, and then that allows for messages and downloads from my spiritual team to come in better. So I think physical activity, you'll find, is going to help with your mental health and also help with your spiritual connections. So I see you guys getting into this by the end of the year. And then we also have isolation. So right away, this is making me think of you guys spending alone time. I think maybe it's needed, or you might feel by the end of this year, even if you're the type of person who loves to be around people, you might just really start to feel like, I need to be alone. I I need time to process things. Or maybe it's that when you get really, really motivated to work on this project, you're like, leave me alone. I want to be alone. Because you're so in the zone. You're so into what you're doing that you're just like cooped up and creating some masterpiece. Like you're in your room writing away or whatever it is that you're doing. You end up like, kind of locked away and in your studio, in your factory, in your workshop, like this kind of thing. The next card that we have is overthinking can spoil the magic, and it's the number on it is 0, 2 zeros. And this is making me think of the Fool, which is making me think of unexpected new beginnings and unexpected opportunities coming to you. So for a lot of you, this opportunity or this offer that's coming to you is totally unexpected. You may not yet know the person or the organization who is reaching out to you, or you just never freaking expected that this person would reach out to you. And actually, for some of you, I'm being shown like you're getting a message, like an email or a DM from a person or an organization, and you're so shocked that you have to go and check and like make sure that it's not a fake account contacting you, because you're like, why the heck would this person know about me? Why the heck would this company or this agency or whatever it is reach out to me? And it literally like doesn't make sense to you. And with the number zeros here and with like the association of the Fool, I'm thinking of someone like short circuiting. Like they're, what? This offer is coming to me? And I'm not saying that's because you're not worthy of it. You entirely are. But, you know, for someone who has come from this dark place, has come from a place of struggling to believe in themselves, and then has finally gotten out of that and, you know, put out this big effort, and then to have it received in such a way, for a while, it might not really compute. Like, I'm really getting this opportunity. Oh my gosh. So this overthinking can spoil the magic. This could be with regards to like not overthinking how your success is going to come, not overthinking where this offer is going to come from. It can definitely be referring to your frame of mind leading up to this offer. But I also think there can be a message in here of like, when you get this offer, don't overthink it, because you might fall into this thought pattern of like, is this really for me? Am I really good enough for this? Should I say yes? Or am I gonna disappoint them? Or is there someone else who could do this better? Because the magic of this is that you manifested this, and this is a match for you, and this is meant for you. So when you get that opportunity, like, this is almost saying don't overthink it and just go for it. Know that it's for you, accept it with gratitude, and go for it. And then we have love. So there could actually be some advancement in your love life by the end of 2021. For many, I would say, just judging from the overall theme of this reading, this might be talking about self-love, or this might be talking about falling in love with what you do. Or maybe the party that's coming in to bring you this offer is somebody that you love. Yeah, maybe for most of you, it's talking about something like this. Or maybe the person who's bringing this offer to you is somebody that you would have a love connection with in the future. But either way, like, I definitely see you guys, if love is something that you are pursuing, something that you're wanting for yourself in terms of a romantic relationship, I can definitely see how what you are going through here by the end of the year is preparing you for that. So we may see advancements in your love life or relationships blossoming, perhaps like moving into 2022. But it all starts within. It all starts within yourself, and then the love pours out. I like that. The love pours out to what you're doing. It pours out to the people around you, and eventually it will attract your future partner, or it will attract your soulmate if that's something that you're looking for. So This can apply to many, many different areas of your life. All right, so to finish off this reading, we are going to take some tea leaf fortune cards. I just grabbed a chunk and I see that at the bottom we have sunrise, which I really love because it sort of adds to this feeling of you've gone through a dark night and the sun is finally rising. And the message on here is new creative ideas, new ventures, a fresh start. We love to see that. So let's see. Oh my gosh, it fell on the floor. What else do we have for you? Oh, it fell kind of far away. So we have casket, someone going out of your life or the end of a situation. Maybe some of you guys are realizing that a big part of you feeling down on yourself or not valuing yourself is like a really significant influence of somebody in your life who has just repeatedly made you feel bad about yourself. And maybe it's time to remove this person from your life. I think it's really interesting that this card fell on the floor and then it fell really, really far away from me and I had to like get up and walk over and get it. It could just be your guides really emphasizing like they gotta go far away. Like they have no place in your life anymore. And some of you may have downplayed the memories of what this person did to you, or even completely like forgotten and blanked them out, because like I mentioned earlier in the reading, that was coming up. Like, and it's so interesting too. I just noticed this. If we look at the Three of Swords card, it's like this person starts by being cloaked and having their head in the clouds, which represent like confusion and blind spots. And then they're like bending back and moving their head out of the clouds so that they can see clearly. And they're shedding this heavy cloak. So it's like some of you guys are forgetting or downplaying the shit that somebody has done to you. Whether it's like your brain has automatically done that to protect you, or you like talk it down, or, you know, to justify it, to try to protect them. But I feel like with alone time, with time to reflect, and maybe with physical activity helping to dislodge things, some of these memories might start to come back. And that can be very uncomfortable. And it could be somebody you love, which makes it even more difficult. But you guys might be realizing like, shit, if I'm to rise above these clouds and reach my potential and really believe in myself, I cannot have this like gross, to be harsh, I cannot have this gross energy around me. For some of you, I feel like it would be even like family, which I know can be very difficult. We have broom, new home, new attitude. I wonder if maybe even some of you guys with new home and isolation, like you're moving out of a toxic living situation, or like away from toxic roommates, whether that be like family, friends, whatever, toxic neighbors, and finally getting into the right frame of mind to start pursuing your own dreams, because you don't have to constantly be on the lookout of like, what is this person gonna do next and how can I protect myself? Yeah, this is a heavy energy that you guys are coming out of. I really, really feel for you guys, but I want you to know that the sun is rising. And your guides also want me to tell you that this opportunity is going to bring good money to you. It's going to bring good money. And with a little bit of creativity, you guys will find a way to make it keep coming. You have to figure out how to make the most of this offer that's coming so that you can really milk it is not the right word. I feel like milk it has a negative connotation, but figure out how you can extend this into something regular, how you can keep gaining from it. We also have key successful outcome to your problems. Really, really happy to see this. I feel like you guys have had a rough year, or a rough many years, and your guides want you to know that 2022 is the breakthrough for you. We have Seahorse with family matters. So yes, for many of you, this may be related to family. And then we have a month of the year, which is November, which is actually the month that this video is going to be uploaded. So maybe something is going to be happening for you guys, like literally this month. And then we also have January at the bottom. So if you happen to be watching this and November has already passed, then January is your month. And then, sorry, I just want to show you the other card at the bottom, which is good news. And this can also be talking about clairaudient abilities, just in case that is relevant to you guys. Maybe that's how you're going to be connecting to your spiritual team. You'll start to hear them talking to you. But these are all the messages that I have for you guys, so I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a-cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye. Hi, number threes. So if you guys chose the Rainbow Heart Tarot, this is going to be a reading, and we're going to be finding out what in your life is changing before the year 2021 comes to an end. So I'm going to leave this pretty open. I'm not going to be like breaking it down into different areas of your life or anything. We're just going to shuffle this deck and see what the cards want to tell you, and that will be the changes that we look at today. And this is actually the very first time that I'm using this deck, so you guys are very special. I did like look through the deck and look at all of the cards, but it's my first time like doing a reading with it, so I'm excited. And she's pretty big. I'm not sure how she's gonna shuffle. That was actually very nice, and I love how it's like, I know there's a word for this, I just can't remember, but the, you know, the shininess of it with the rainbow. What is that called? I don't remember. Is it gilded? Or anyway, I'm gonna figure out what it's called when the deck has that on the sides then. Okay, so for group 3, what is changing in their life by the end of the year 2021? We have 4 of Swords. Ooh. I just love 4 of Swords and Strength. I was just gonna say, I love having so many different decks to work with, and I love how every deck has, you know, its own unique artwork that just brings its totally unique spin to the meaning of the card. We have Leo energy popping up here in case that is significant for you guys. We have the 3 of Swords, and we have the King of Cups. Okay, so we also have some water sign energy here, which is Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. And it's so funny because I just mentioned that when I got this deck, I looked through all of the cards, and I remember the King of Cups really standing out to me because of the literal physical heart that is in his cup. And, you know, sometimes we do talk about the cup as like an offering of an emotion or an offering of love. And I was like, how clear and how intense is that message in this card of like somebody offering their heart to you? And it actually matches really well with what I thought this reading was going to be about from the first 3 cards that came out. By the end of this year, somebody is coming forward, whether that be in person or virtually, I'm not sure. But they are coming forward to spill out their heart to you. They're coming forward to tell you how they feel about you and to make an offer with you to be together in a relationship. This can definitely be romantic, or it can definitely be platonic as well. But this is somebody who misses you a lot, and somebody that I think you haven't been in contact with for a while, or that things have just been very, very stagnant with. So I'll go through these cards in order, starting with the Four of Swords. The first idea that this gave me when this card came out was that, okay, we're going to see for group 3 that by the end of this year, a stagnant situation is coming to an end, or a period of inaction, a period of no progress is finally coming to an end. And what I thought was interesting about it in this deck is that we see somebody who's wearing armor with a heart on it. So the idea that this kind of gave me is that this stagnant period, or this period of inaction, or this period of distance with somebody is happening because this person put walls up when it came to their emotions. They were very guarded, they were hiding their emotions. And like, how much of a bigger transition can you get from like going to wearing armor to literally like ripping out your heart and giving it to somebody? This is almost like a 180 in somebody's behavior going towards you, where they're going from like, maybe they completely cut you off, or they've just been very, very quiet with you, or they haven't been, maybe you guys are even involved, but they just haven't really been sharing and opening up with you. Now that I think about it and sit with this energy further, for some of you, it can definitely be that. So instead of like a separation or no contact situation, it could be somebody who's very much in your life, but just doesn't really open up like that. Whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member, whether it's a significant other, somebody that you just wish, like, I wish I could see more of your heart like this. I wish I could see more how you're really feeling on the inside. And this is what's happening by the end of the year. And I think there's actually many different ways in which this can unfold. So for some of you, it will be like what I just said, somebody in your life that you've really wanted to open up is opening up to you. For others, someone you're in separation with, like we said before, or in no contact, that you've been wanting to come back is coming back and opening up to you. And then in another field, I feel like there's some of you guys for whom this might be kind of unwelcome. And the reason I'm saying that is because in this Strength card, where we would usually often see this woman like caressing the lion, here it kind of looks like the lion's like, please Sophie, give me another chance, and she's like, no, I don't want you anymore, and is like pushing the lion away. So you know what I mean? Like, she doesn't really look like she's embracing the lion. She looks like she doesn't want the lion to be there. So for some of you, this could be a kind of unwelcome, like ex-friend coming back, person from your past coming back. I guess I just want to give as many interpretations as possible, because, you know, every now and then it does come up in the reading, like, oh, somebody from your past is coming back and they want to be with you. And then you look at the comments and like, some people are really happy to hear that, and other people are like, ugh, I want nothing to do with anybody from my past. So how you will feel about it is up to you, but this is what is happening for you guys. With the Strength card though, I do feel that this was somebody who, at the very least, you once were very, very close to. Like, you cared about each other a lot. You might have been in love. So this wouldn't be like just some random person who has a crush on you and like you never even cared for them like that and you want nothing to do with them. It's somebody that you do have a history with, somebody that you've been very, very close to, somebody who is or was very significant in your life, and somebody who taught you how to love yourself, and somebody who taught you how to be confident. Whether that was through them showing you what love is or through them showing you what love isn't, I think what you learned from them is how to value yourself, how to love yourself, how to stand up for yourself, how to be confident. And Strength is even more giving me the feeling that this is somebody who's been really holding back with their emotions, because Strength can talk about, it almost sometimes gives me a temperance-y kind of vibe, where it's like self-restraint, balancing your emotions, not letting the inner lion in you jump out. So not letting any crazy passion or crazy jealousy or crazy anger jump out of you, and just being very mellow and held back. And maybe for some, this is actually a snapshot of what goes on in this person's mind, where they're like, I want to become this lion, and I want to pounce forward, and I want to unleash my passion on group 3, but they're worried that you will have this reaction. They're worried that you'll be like, ugh, a lion, oh, so much emotion, so intense, and like push them away. This person might actually be afraid of the intensity of their emotions, of the intensity of their passion towards you. And that's why they're wearing this armor. And another thing I've just noticed about this card, which is really interesting, is that, swords represent truth. Swords represent clarity. And as you can see on this card, the swords are wavy, which is unique to this card because they're not wavy on this one. So this is even giving me a vibe of like distorted truth. And I think this person has given you a distorted view of how they really feel about you because they've been holding back. Or this is like a testament to, who they're portraying as this guarded person is false. It's a false perception of them. It's a false portrayal of them. It's distorted. Now, maybe that doesn't mean that you can't feel intuitively how they truly feel, but when it comes to what they show you on the surface, I feel like you're not seeing the full truth there, but you will see it by the end of this year. Now, with the 3 of Swords here, again, this could be a message for those of you who have gone through like a breakup, a conflict, a separation with this person. But no matter what the situation is, this person misses you a lot. They think about you a lot. And they're not happy with the way things are between you. And I was going to say, for some of you, and maybe this is like just a small percentage of you guys, this person, it's like their thoughts of you or their preoccupations with you might sometimes even like get in the way of their life. Like, how can I describe it? I just sometimes get the vibe with the 3 of Swords, like somebody is distracted or they're not balanced, or maybe they're forgetting to take care of themselves. Just like an example that I can think of off the top of my head is if like this person is thinking about you so much that they can't pay attention at school, or like when they're at work in a meeting, they're like thinking about you and somebody asks them a question and they don't like realize, and they're like, oh, sorry. And then they kind of like snap back into it. This is the kind of vibe that the 3 of Swords can give me. It's like, you gotta pull yourself together, you gotta take care of yourself more, but your mind is just somewhere else, living in the past or living in a sad memory or living in that longing, and it's kind of hard to be present. And this heart is crying, so we could take this literally that this person has cried over you. I'm getting a specific message that like if this is someone you're in a separation with and something has happened between you guys, they might have put on a brave face and acted like they didn't care. And then they like went off and shed some tears on their own or something like this. But what I want to say with the King of Cups is that this person is not coming back, the exact same person that walked away from you or that you walked away from. Because the King of Cups is somebody who has gone through a lot of healing, who has become very mature, who has become very aware of their emotions. And not only are they aware of them, but they embrace them and they know how to convey them in a constructive and peaceful and healthy way. And this may be somebody who, for some of you, this person, when you knew them, might have been kind of impulsive or kind of careless, or maybe had a little bit of a temper, or maybe had some mood swings or something like that. But the King of Cups is somebody who has really worked to a place of balance and level-headedness and having a much more gentle and mellow disposition to them. So this person is coming back to you really having worked through their stuff and really, really having matured. And, you know, maybe even if you guys watching this right now, if some of you are like, no, I don't want this person to come back, maybe some of you might want to just see how they have evolved and to hear this person out. Obviously, you don't have to, like, we can't tell you what to do. But if you have any lingering, like, things could have been different if only we had evolved in these ways, you might want to just see for yourself, like, how this person has changed and what this person has learned. I'm sure that's what they will want to talk to you about, because with the King of Cups, with such emotional intelligence, whereas like before, I feel like they didn't really have the ability to explain to you what their emotions were, so they just like acted out from them. Now they have the ability to retrospectively explain to you, like, when I was behaving this way, it's really because I was dealing with this insecurity. It's really because I was feeling this kind of way about what was happening. But, you know, I didn't have the level of self-awareness back then to recognize that, let alone convey it to somebody else. They may come back with not just an explanation, but also an apology. And I definitely think that they're going to extend some offer to you to, like, let's try this again, or let's keep going with this, let's see where this goes. Because with the King of Cups, not only does this person think about you a lot, but I think they feel very, very strongly about you. They feel your absence, and they would love to make things work with you. They would love to have you in their life, in like whatever role you had in this person's life. It's like they want that back, or they really want your connection to reach its fullest potential. So this is what I see from the tarot. We're going to take a look at a few oracle cards now from different decks that I had previously shuffled. So the first card that we have is Domestic Harmony. So maybe for some of you, this was somebody that you lived with, whether it was like a roommate or a family member or a significant other that you lived with, or this person like wanted to end up living with you or wanted to end up in a family with you. But I really like that the word harmony is here, because it is making me think of the possibility of reconciliation, of the possibility of a healthy relationship here. We have the number 4, which does talk about divine protection and divine guidance. So, you know, like I've mentioned before, really at the end of the day, it is up to you. And you guys just need to trust that whatever decision you make, that you are divinely guided in that. And 6 is about health, harmony, balance. I think at the end of the day, you guys, you know, definitely, it goes without saying, you need to do what is right for you. But I really do see potential for something happy, healthy, and beautiful here if it's what you feel called to. Now, if I can interpret this card kind of out of the context of this stuff, there could be a positive change coming to your home by the end of this year. Number 4 actually talks about, like, I'm thinking of the 4th house in astrology, which can talk about comforts and conveniences, and the 6th house in astrology, which can talk about like our daily routines and the structure in our life. There might be something coming to your house that makes your life a lot more convenient and that makes your day-to-day a lot easier. Just like a simple example that I thought of off the top of my head is like getting a microwave. Like, you never had a microwave before and now you can heat up your food really quickly. Or maybe you're getting one of those, you know, those like robot vacuum cleaners that just clean the carpet without you doing anything, so you don't have to worry about it. Maybe you're getting one of those, or, you know, something that has been broken in your home, you're finally getting to fix it. It could even be like aesthetic things, like you're getting a new plant, or you're getting some beautiful redecoration in your home, or maybe even some of you guys are getting a pet, because if I'm not mistaken, the 6th house can also talk about pets, especially smaller animals. So there could be something like that coming to your house as well. If you guys were planning to move or change up your living situation by the end of this year, I do see that it's going to bring a lot of harmony and peace to you, and it's going to be a really, really positive change for you. We also have pain. So again, I'll interpret this like in the context of what we spoke about here. And I think what this image actually is like something is like dripping down a wall, but what I'm actually looking at it is like ups and downs. So this could be a person that you've had ups and downs with. It could be somebody who caused you pain or somebody who you caused pain. And these ups and downs could also be talking about your indecision, like your indecision to take this person back into your life or not. Wondering if you would really be able to overcome the pain of the past. I would say maybe even though you might hear from this person by the end of this year, I really don't think you need to rush to give this person an answer, because as you give yourself time to think about it, you might have these kind of ups and downs. And I think that's normal. Like when we're processing our emotions, one second we feel one way and the other second we feel another way. And then eventually once everything is processed, we can come to a, what would you call it? A balanced line or a flat line? I'm not sure what the right wording is for that, but give yourself time, because there may just be some emotional ups and downs before you reach the conclusion that you really want to convey to the other person. And then again, if I can interpret it outside of this context, and this is kind of, I think it's because it's next to strength that I'm thinking this. Some of you guys may be improving on your physical strength, like improving on your muscle strength or improving on your endurance, improving on your cardio stamina or something like that. Because with pain and strength together, it's kind of giving me like a no pain, no gain kind of feeling. And also that the ups and downs are getting higher and higher. Like this is a lower up and this is a lower down. And then this is a higher up and this is a higher down. So there is like a growth or a progression here where you can take on harder and harder activities, and you have less and less pain or less and less soreness as you get stronger. That's interesting. Maybe you'll be able to do some home workouts or exercises that are very effective. We have the armor and this strong lion, which can be like a bulking up or toning kind of imagery. And then we have 2 hearts, which can be talking 3 hearts actually, which can be like a reference to cardio. So that's kind of another unrelated interpretation that's coming through. The next one is accept and receive. We have the number 24, which adds up to 6. I really think that there's a potential for a positive outcome here. If you just open up and accept their offer, receive what they have to say. Or even if you don't want to take this person back, to at least hear them out and hear what they have to say so that you can get closure. Maybe for some of you, you just want to hear this person's explanation and hear this person's apology and then be like, thank you. I appreciate that you said that. Like, I'm happy that I can have this closure. But I don't wish to continue this further. It's really, really up to you, but I do think that part of this person coming back to you is divinely guided, because we also have the number 4 repeating here, which talks about like the divine order of things, which talks about, I think I said before, divine guidance. It gives me the feeling of like fate or being on the right path as well. So there may just be something that you are meant to hear from this person, that you're meant to accept from this person. Whether it be like just an explanation, whether it be an apology, whether it be closure, or whether it be the offer for the new relationship. I do think that your reunion is in some way fated or divinely guided. Like there is some message that you're meant to get from them, something that will be enlightening to you. And then the final card that we have is Psychic Abilities. So I think that this card maybe stands on its own and is just showing that you guys will see an increase in your psychic and spiritual gifts by the end of this year. We do have the 3rd eye here, which could be talking about clairvoyance. And with all of the hearts here as well, this could be talking about clairsentience as well. So When we talk about clairvoyance, this is being able to see things in your mind's eye. You might see scenes of something that is happening in the 3D. You might see like a being coming to you. You might see a spirit guide, or you might see somebody's higher self coming to you. You might be having very vivid and very telling dreams. And with clairsentience, this would be the ability to feel other people's emotions. So I think these are gifts that you're going to see strengthening by the end of this year. There might be some very scary is the word that's coming to me, like scary and significant experiences that you have with these gifts. And I don't mean scary like horror. I mean scary like it's kind of freaky. Like, why did I know that? So, you know, for example, being able to see a person in your mind's eye that you've never met before, and then you meet that person in real life, dreaming that something's going to happen and then it happens, feeling a very intense emotion and then getting a message from your friend that they're going through that emotion, things that kind of freak you out. Like, why did that happen? How did that happen? If you haven't already, I think you're going to see that ability strengthening significantly by the end of this year. This can also be a message from your guides: accept and receive, being more open to receiving. I think that your guides want to reach out and communicate to you more than you know, and they want to bless you more than you know. But I think you guys might be more so of the mind of like, I have to figure this out on my own. And I think this is a message from them, like, open up and receive our help. You don't have to go through this all on your own. You don't have to find the solutions all on your own. You don't have to find the answers all by yourself. We'll help you, and we'll communicate the answers to you through your psychic abilities. So accept and receive our help. And when you receive a message from us, take it, validate it. Take it without doubt, without second guessing, because it's yours for the taking. We're here to help. All right, so just before we finish off the reading, I'm going to shuffle some tea leaf fortune cards, and I just want to show you the card at the bottom. I just picked up a big chunk from the deck, and the card at the bottom is news of birth or new business opportunity. Okay, and let's see what else is going to come out for you guys. We have Star, guaranteed success. So those are really, really nice cards to come out next to each other. If you guys have any specific career goals, or even if you're working to start a new business, you are guaranteed success in this venture. And the star is making me think of Aquarius, because like the star in tarot is associated with Aquarius. So maybe Aquarius season is when you guys are going to have this opportunity or this birth, which would be like January or February. We have egg, success, success again, success assured with good plans and hard work. So whatever is coming to you guys here, you have really, really earned it. You've really earned it. You guys have been working very hard. And I love that we have like a stork and an egg, because it's like, you're the stork and this is your baby. You know, you're actually, maybe for some of you, this is like the birth of a child, if that's something you've been wishing for or trying for. Yeah, like guaranteed success. You will definitely be able to conceive or adopt whatever it is that you guys are wanting to do in your family. That can definitely be an interpretation. But in the business sense as well, still, it's your baby. It's something that you've poured your heart and soul and your blood, sweat, and tears into, that you've really, really worked hard. And so I think what your guides are saying here is that this is so well deserved. With the star, there's often a feeling of something being too good to be true. And I think your guides are coming into for you to check yourself a little bit. Like, why is this so crazy to you? Why is this too good to be true? You earned this. This is happening because you worked really hard and you believed in your dream. Like, take it.
accept and receive it. It's so natural that this will come to you. Like, nobody is more worthy than you of these blessings. So don't feel guilty or don't feel undeserving when everything you've ever wanted is coming to you, because you were made for this. We also have the parrot. Someone will gossip about all your secrets. So, don't tell people. Don't tell people about what's going on here. I feel like you guys might be in the early stages of a really, really big success. And this card is just saying, just to not go like running your mouth about what's happening just yet. For one, there may be some haters or some jealous people around because they are out there. But it could also be like, maybe you're gonna have to tweak your plan a little bit, but then, or something's not gonna turn out the way you expected, but then you just went and told everybody one thing, or do you know what I mean? Just be careful who you tell, I think, with this parrot energy. We have good news with the ear. It's funny because this came out for group 2 as well. And I said you guys might have clairaudience. So clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if you guys have all the clairs. And you might also want to be selective with like who you share about your spiritual visions and experiences. What did I say? I'm spacing out. I just said something. I don't even know what I said. And then the last card that we have is Ring. A marriage will take place, either romantic or business. And I feel called, this is Astral House, I feel called, yeah, success. These are really, really similar. A marriage will take place. That's so interesting because we have a marriage and a birth. But this can also be about business, like a business partner or something of that nature. Yes, but these are all the messages that I have for you guys, so I'm going to end the reading here. Thank you very, very much. Oh wow, the camera's really, really focusing on this face with the third eye, really, really focusing on your psychic abilities. Thank you very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a cards where you get to choose a topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye! Hi number 4s, so if you guys chose the Rider-Waite Tarot, this is going to be your reading, and we're going to be finding out what in your life is changing before the year 2021 comes to an end. So I want to leave this reading pretty open. I'm not going to be breaking it down into different areas of your life or anything like that. We are just going to shuffle the deck and see what comes out, and those cards are going to represent the changes coming to you. So let's get right into it. For group number 4, what changes are coming into your life before the end of this year? All right, ooh, the first card that we have is the Empress. Then we have Strength, 9 of Cups, oh my goodness, and the 3 of Swords. Okay, so in terms of zodiac signs that are coming up here, just in case it's relevant to you guys, we have Taurus, Libra, and Leo. So if those are your placements or the placements of a significant person in your life, you can take that as confirmation. If not, that's totally fine. I just mentioned the zodiac signs in case it's relevant to anybody. So let's start over here with the Empress, shall we? This is amazing. So your guides are coming through to tell you that the big dream that you guys have been working on manifesting, a big part of it is unveiling. That's the word that is coming to me, is unveiling by the end of this year. And I think the reason it's coming to me like this, a big part of it is unveiling, is that like, maybe it's not that the whole thing is coming through by the end of this year, but you're making very, very significant progress. Let's say, okay, so let's say you have a dream to move to another country. Let's say you want to move to Germany. I feel like Germany comes to my mind a lot when I'm giving examples, but let's just go with it. So that's like your big dream. And the way it's coming through is that maybe the moving to Germany itself is not happening by the end of this year, but maybe you hear back from your visa application and you got the visa. So now you enter the stage of like preparing and packing and looking for your apartment and everything like that. So it's like you're reaching a huge milestone. That might be a way to put it. You're reaching a huge milestone and receiving very good news when it comes to a certain manifestation or a certain goal that you have been working on for a very, very long time. And for many of you guys, you are literally going to feel like the king of the world or the queen of the world when you finally reach this goal. With strength, I do feel that this is something that you guys have, and I don't really like to use the word failure here because it's only a failure if you stop trying, but I think this is something that you've been like knocked down quite a few times. But you just keep getting up and you just keep going. You just keep fighting no matter what. This may be something that at one point you had kind of lost hope and you kind of just accepted defeat, like it was never going to come through for you. But something in your heart just told you to keep going. And because it's really courage, honestly, because I feel like there's a moment where you said to yourself, I'm willing to take that risk of getting my heart broken again. I'm willing to take that risk of getting rejected again and just put it all out on the line. And you were brave enough when you got your hopes up to allow them to be up and to respond to that and to act on that. So your guides are saying when it comes to this dream, you guys have been very, very brave. In believing in yourself, even when it was difficult, in going for it, even when you didn't have all the information, of trusting your divine guidance, of trusting yourself. And I can just see them giving you like the biggest standing ovation right now. And moving into 2022, I do see you guys are going to be living something of a lavish lifestyle or living your dream lifestyle, whatever that means for you, whether that's like living in a fancy apartment with a lot of material possessions and being able to eat out 3 nights a week, or whether that's like having a lot of cozy plants and blankets and nice smelling candles, or whether that's like being able to buy whatever you want at the grocery store. Whatever it is that you guys are really searching for in terms of like the lifestyle that you want, in terms of, I don't know if living standard is the right word. That sounds kind of weird, but like, I guess what I want to say is that success and abundance and feeling like you've made it is subjective, you know? Like some people might want to live like in the penthouse of a 50-floor building in the middle of a city. Some people might want to go live in a cottage in the middle of nowhere and have free time to meditate and work on their hobbies. I guess I just mean whatever your definition is of success and of living a luxurious lifestyle and feeling like you have a luxury of time and energy and resources. This is what I see coming to you in 2022. I do think it will only continue to get better and better, and you might see the peak of your success in the following years, but next year is going to be your year. Next year is going to be a really, really good year for you guys. Not only abundance, I see a ton of self-love coming in for you guys and a whole lot of self-belief, because like I said, even when things got hard and you had no idea how it was going to pan out, you went for it anyway. And you guys should be so proud of yourselves. I'm also getting the message that you guys might reconnect with an old friend, either, and this is not like, it doesn't really have the feeling of you guys like having a falling out or anything like that. It's more like, you know how sometimes you just drift apart from friends, like you have your own lives and you get kind of busy and you kind of fall out of touch. This is what it kind of feels like for this group. Like you really, really love this person and this person really, really loves you, but life happens and you just haven't spoken for a long time. And I think that you guys are going to be coming back into contact before the end of this year. Maybe you like send each other a holiday greeting or something like that. I know there's like Thanksgiving in the States in November, and then there's like Hanukkah and Christmas and all of that stuff. So whatever holidays you guys are celebrating, I feel like maybe that's the, and I do not know the word for this, not the trigger, the opportunity to reach out to each other. But then you get to talking and catching up, you start to rekindle your friendship. And I think that this is somebody who's going to become like one of the most significant people in your life. And again, there might be this kind of energy here where like, you had sort of accepted, oh, I guess we're just not going to talk anymore. I guess we're just not going to see each other anymore, even though you still really care deeply for them. But your guides are setting up an opportunity for you guys to get back together. This is totally out of nowhere, but there's something about food that is significant by the end of this year. So it's like you're either going to learn how to cook or like get into cooking, or find a new favorite recipe, or you're gonna go to a restaurant that you've never been to before and it's gonna be like freaking so good that you explode. There's something about you like finding great pleasure in food by the end of this year. I'm sorry, that just came totally out of nowhere, and I feel like there's just like messages piling on top of each other for this reading. So to just summarize that, we have a big milestone in your manifestation. Really, really good news is coming to you regarding a big dream of yours. And I do think it has to do with like your career, your living situation, a project of yours. We have somebody from your past that you really like. You'll be reconnecting with them. You'll be growing a very, very close bond with them. I do think that this is a friendship. That was like the biggest thing that was coming to me, but of course it could be a romantic relationship. This is a general reading, and I should say with the Empress as well that you guys are going to be looking very, very good. The Empress is incredibly beautiful. She's like the epitome of beauty, the epitome of Venus. So if you guys are looking for love, I will say that people are going to be incredibly attracted to you in the coming months. And I don't think that this is limited to the rest of 2021, even though that's the time period that we're looking at. But your guides are saying you guys just keep getting finer. You just keep getting better looking. And I think a lot of that has to do with your confidence and you guys really coming into your own and really like styling yourself in a way that appeals to your natural beauty, and not just like following trends or, you know, looking at other people and copying what they're doing, but like work in your own unique and natural beauty that's really, really gonna make you shine. I guess when it comes to the end of this year, you might be finally finding hair products that work on you, finally finding clothes that fit your shape, finally figuring out how to nail your eyeliner, which hats off to you because that is no easy feat, and just really starting to have fun and feel good with the way you present yourself. And I think that is going to make you very attractive. And if there's a senpai that you want to notice you, if you have a person of interest in mind, or you have a partner that you want to impress, I think they will definitely be feeling a little hot and red in the face around you. I don't know why it's coming to me like that, but I guess that they're very attracted to you and they're blushing. And you know, the Empress is a symbol of fertility as well, so people might be starting to feel, and Leo's all about passion, so if you have a person of interest, I feel like they're really, really starting to notice you, really starting to feel crazy about you, really starting to have passionate urges towards you. If you're already in a relationship, things could be really passionate, really fiery, really steamy, really full of love and excitement in the rest of this year. Because you are just on fire. You are just smoking. And we're still only on the top row here. I haven't even talked about these cards yet. So with the Nine of Cups, it does make sense that the Nine of Cups is here because this is a card that talks about wish fulfillment. And I was actually getting that with the Empress, like a big wish of yours is coming true, or you are well on your way to seeing your wishes reach full fruition. This card can also talk about a stressful situation fading away or a stressful situation coming to an end, especially for those of you guys who have been stressing about finances or you've had to go through a very annoying process with your finances. I'm thinking of like troublesome back and forth with financial institutions, or like trying to get some kind of benefits, trying to get a refund, and it was just a really like tiresome process, or maybe you're like finally paying something off and now you can relax. I think there is some stressful situation with regards to your finances that is settling. Another one that is coming to me is with family. So any discord among family or even health issues in your family, I feel like any stresses related to that are going to be fading away as well by the end of this year. And there's a message coming through about you guys, like, don't feel guilty about celebrating yourself. So you guys are doing really, really well at the end of this year. You're getting major blessings, and there may be a little part of you that, because strength is also about holding back on your emotions. There may be a part of you that almost like feels bad sharing this news or feels bad celebrating your success, because there are some people in your life, like friends and family, who are struggling or who are not as blessed as you are. And it's not like they would feel any kind of way if you were celebrating yourself, but I think it's just you guys, like, I feel bad, like, how can I be truly like happy and let it all out and celebrate when I know that this person is going through this problem? But your guides are saying don't worry, because the people in your life will be taken care of as well. Their stresses are going to fade away as well, and this is going to allow you to focus on your blessings and focus on your success without needing to like keep one eye on somebody else, or without needing to feel guilty for basking in your joy. The Nine of Cups is promising to you that everybody in your life is going to be taken care of, and everybody is going to get what they need. Now we come here to the Three of Swords. So judging by all of the amazing things that are happening for you by the end of this year, I'm going to take the Three of Swords next to the Nine of Cups as sort of like a bittersweet moment. So if we go back to the moving to Germany example, of course, it's very, very happy because I know that you've wanted to move to Germany for a long time. But with that might come, you know, leaving behind your family, leaving behind your friends, leaving behind the city that raised you and that you're so familiar with. So, you know, with the promise of a new chapter always comes the end of an old one. And I just think that this Three of Swords is here to talk about that bittersweetness. Now that I think about it, it may have even been here to talk about the guilt that you guys might feel, like, how can I move on to my next chapter and leave this person behind? Or how can I be so happy when they're struggling? And I think it's natural to feel that way, but what your guides really want you to take away from this is that everybody's going to be taken care of. And, you know, you've been wanting this for such a long time, and don't cheat yourself of it is not the right word, but allow yourself to enjoy it in its fullness, and allow yourself to receive everything in its entirety and be grateful and feel worthy of it. And, you know, I think a lot of the time when people have been through it a lot in the past, like when they've been through a really hard time, it's almost like you can feel uncomfortable accepting your blessings. You know, like, I don't even know what to do with this. I'm thinking of, it's a Cardi B lyric that is coming to my head, but it's like, I've been broke my whole life. I have no clue what to do with these racks, or something like that. Like, this isn't what I'm used to. I have no idea what to do with all of this, but just enjoy it. Just accept it and enjoy it. That's what your guides are saying. So let's take a look now at some oracle cards from different decks that I have shuffled previously. We have self-love with the number 61. So with the Empress, with self-love next to the Empress, I do think that you guys are definitely feeling yourself. And while the Empress talks about beauty from the inside out, for some reason, I feel like there's a lot of emphasis on loving your appearance, you know, loving yourself physically, loving your body, loving the way you present yourself. And again, like not feeling guilty in that. I feel like maybe some of you guys have even sort of robbed yourself of that pleasure because maybe you feel like it's vain to focus on those things. Like if you put more effort into your appearance, or if you start really feeling yourself and enjoying yourself in that way, like aesthetically or physically, that it's going to make you vain, or that it's superficial, or that it goes against being spiritual or something like that. And your guides are like, all of this is yours to enjoy. Your blessings, your physical vessel, your soul, your character, everything in this world is here for you to enjoy. And you deserve to enjoy all of it without any guilt. Maybe the reason food was coming up before, this might be a specific message for some of you, is that you're learning to enjoy like food and nourishing yourself without feelings of guilt, or without feeling like you want to deprive yourself. You guys are falling in love with pleasure and with pleasing yourself fully and unapologetically. Wow. I love that. So then we have faith. It makes sense. You guys have a huge wish that is coming true. Your loved ones are in good hands. I feel like the remainder of this year is going to be a really significant period in you guys cultivating your faith in the universe, because honestly, what is coming to you after all of this time and after all of your struggles, I think in many ways it will feel like a miracle. It will feel like a miracle, and you'll be left like, there's no doubt in my mind that some higher power has orchestrated this for me. There's no doubt in my mind that I'm being looked out for. And I think you'll take this feeling of joy with you moving forward. Whatever mountains you try to climb next, whatever challenge you take on next, whatever goal your heart gives birth to next, you will take that faith with you. I've seen what the universe can do for me. You'll look back. I remember at the end of 2021, I saw what the universe did for me. I know that she has my back. And I know, I'm thinking of this as like your spiritual team. These are like the tops of their heads. And then this is their like arms, and they're holding hands with each other, and they're making a circle around you. Like, we're always going to look out for you. We're always going to protect you. We're always going to lead you to your blessings. This is a very restorative period in terms of your faith, in terms of your hope, in terms of your daringness to dream. The next card that we have is What's Your Honest Truth with the number 20. And 20 is actually the card on judgment, which is interesting because that card talks about like having big realizations about the truth and leveling up and moving on. And I think deep down you guys know what your truth is. Your truth is that you want to move forward with this dream. But in the moment, like I said, there might be some bittersweetness, there might be some cold feet, there might even be some feelings of guilt. And I think this card is here to say, like, at the end of the day, you know that this is your truth. At the end of the day, you know that you have to take this path. You know that this is what is going to make you happiest. So it's really, really, and the more you love yourself, the easier it's going to be to really feel and acknowledge your inner compass and to allow yourself to be led by it. But I don't know, this message is coming out for you guys. Like, you know what your truth is. You know what it is that you really want. And if any of you guys watching this right now feel indecisive about what it is that you want, see if you can figure out, like, because it's like there's a side that is more motivated by like fear, or that is more motivated by guilt. Let's just go back to the Germany example. If you felt really guilty about leaving your family behind, I guess you can kind of trick yourself into thinking, I really want to go, but I really want to stay behind as well, and I just can't make up my mind. But if you're honest with yourself about what your truth is, the truth is that you really, really want to go. And your desire to stay home, it's not really that you want to stay back, it's that you feel bad for somebody, or there's like a fear there. I hope that I'm explaining this right, but it's like if you took everything out of the picture except for the voice in your heart, that's what your honest truth is. So that might be something to think about for you guys. And then we have passion. Yeah, you guys need to follow your passion. Whatever wish is coming true here by the end of the year is something that is going to allow you to move closer to your passion. Passion when it comes to your way of expressing yourself, when it comes to what you do for a living, and also passion when it comes to divine love is what they are saying. So maybe for some of you there is a divine love waiting for you, but requires you to love yourself, to have faith, to follow your honest truth, and to follow your passion. And again, it's normal to feel bittersweet, it's normal to feel cold feet, but to not let that completely freeze you or completely hold you back, because your future is I'm so excited for you guys. All right, so we're gonna finish off this reading with some tea leaf fortune cards. I'm just gonna grab a chunk of them. And at the bottom is Sun with happiness and well-being. So there could be some pretty significant Leo energy coming through here with Sun, with strength, with passion as well. I lost it already. It's okay. Remember that the Sun was there. I should have put it here. We have dog barking with advice from a friend. Maybe that's the friend you're reconnecting with. You know what's really sweet too is like there's just this message that keeps coming up about like you guys feeling guilty about leaving someone behind, or about receiving your blessing. And I feel like there's gonna be a friend or a loved one who is like, you know what, go for it. Like, this is your chance. You gotta do it. You gotta go for it. You gotta make it happen. I'll support you no matter what. And their collar, the dog, I never noticed this before, but the dog's collar kind of looks like the Pisces symbol, which is interesting. Aw, I hope the Sun comes out again. Don't worry, it will come out again. Success, 3 out of 4 groups got success. Success is just around the corner for you guys. We have Tiger doing something risky, taking a chance. Now I'm thinking of Breakaway by Kelly Clarkson. It's like, take a risk, take a chance, make a change, I think. And break away out of the darkness and into the sun. Damn it, where's the Sun? You know what? I'm just gonna shuffle through the deck and find the Sun, because that was my bad. I want it to be here. I really enjoyed having his energy here. Where did you go? Here he is. Sneaky. We have Eagle, triumph over troubles and obstacles. Reminds me of what we spoke about with the Strength card. I love that. You have triumph over obstacles, taking a chance, success. And finally, we have flag. Do not be tempted to lower your standards. Exactly. You know what your truth is. You know where your passion lies. You know what you really want. And you gotta go for it. One other message with the flag, because you guys are really coming into an energy of self-love and feeling really, really beautiful inside and out. This could also be talking about, like, for those of you who are looking for love, looking for a partner, just not to settle and not to take any crap. Maybe I don't need to tell you that, but it's just something to keep in mind. And especially, like, not to stay with anybody because you're afraid of being alone or because you fear that you're not going to find anything better. All that kind of thinking is gotta go, because you're the Empress now. Well, you always have been, but you're really owning the Empress. You're claiming that identity. Okay, so these are all the messages I have for you guys, so I'm gonna end the reading here. Thank you very, very much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a wonderful day or night whenever you're watching, and I wish you all the best. Please take good care of yourself, stay healthy. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you feel like doing that. I also have a Patreon, so if you guys are interested in seeing even more exclusive pick-a cards where you get to choose the topic, that will be linked down below too. I'm sending you guys lots of love, and I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye!